There are moments when the air feels thick with something unseen, when the winds whisper secrets only the soul can hear. There are seasons when the ground beneath your feet trembles, not from the weight of your steps, but from the shifting of something greater, something beyond sight, beyond touch, yet pressing against the very fabric of your being. It is in these moments, these seasons, that change is not a question but a certainty. And before this month comes to its close, before the last sunset of March dips beyond the horizon, something is coming. A move, a shift, a stirring that no man can stop. No force can hinder, no power can delay. Perhaps you have felt it, a restlessness in the night, a weight in your chest that you cannot name. Perhaps the days have felt longer, the nights stretched out with questions unanswered. You have been waiting, holding on, watching doors close, feeling the winds of uncertainty press against you. You have whispered prayers that felt like echoes in empty rooms, wondered if your voice was swallowed up by silence. But listen now, listen closely, because the silence is not the absence of an answer. The stillness is not the absence of movement. It is the inhale before the exhale, the hush before the sound, a pause before the great unfolding. You have been walking through days that felt as though they were circling back on themselves, steps forward only to feel as though you have been pulled back once more. But the tide is turning, the season shifting, and what once felt stagnant is about to surge. There is a trembling in the spirit, a stirring in the unseen. And before this month surrenders to the next, a shift will come, a move so precise, so undeniable, that you will not doubt it when it arrives. You see, there are times when movement does not come in the way we expect. We look for lightning, for a mighty wind, for something loud and unmistakable. But sometimes the move comes in a whisper, in a door nudged open, in an opportunity slipped in between what seemed impossible. Sometimes the shift happens in the quiet space between breaths, in the soft unraveling of what once seemed tangled beyond repair. You may not recognize it at first. It may not look like the answer you expected. It may come wrapped in discomfort, in unfamiliarity, in the stretching of your patience and your faith. But know this, before this month ends, you will see what has been moving beneath the surface all along. You will witness the unseen forces rearranging the pieces of your life, aligning things in ways you could not have done on your own. Maybe you have been in a season of waiting. Maybe you have been asking, pleading, holding on with fingers that feel numb from the grip. Maybe you have been searching for a sign, for a flicker of hope, for something to reassure you that your steps have not been in vain. And here, now, as the days of March wane, something is aligning. Not by chance, not by coincidence, but by a design greater than what the human mind can comprehend. The doors that would not budge, the answers that seemed locked behind walls too high to climb, watch them shift. The obstacles that stood in your way, the resistance that pressed against you, watch them weaken. That which has been held back, delayed, obstructed, watch it move. Not in the way you planned, not in the timing you preferred, but in the perfect orchestration of something beyond what you could have ever arranged. It is coming in waves, in moments, in sudden shifts. It is coming in the form of unexpected favor, in doors you did not knock on swinging open. It is coming in the form of relationships being mended, of burdens being lifted, of clarity breaking through the fog that clouded your mind. It is coming in the quiet assurance that you are not alone, that you have never been alone, that every tear, every whisper, every weary sigh has been accounted for. This is not just another passing day, another routine month slipping away into memory. This is a moment marked by change, by transformation, by movement that will not be stopped. It has been set in motion long before you could see it, long before you could feel it, and now it is unfolding. So stand ready, stand with eyes open and heart expectant. Stand with the knowing that what has been placed within you, the dreams that have lingered in the depths of your soul, the purpose that is felt just beyond your reach, watch as it takes form. Watch as the shift takes place, as the barriers break, as the waiting turns to fulfillment. The time is now, the moment at hand, and before March bows out to make way for what is next, expect it. Expect the move. Expect the shift. Expect the undeniable, the unshakable, the impossible made possible. There's something stirring, something unseen but undeniable, moving in the spaces between what was and what will be. You may not yet have words for it, but you have felt its weight. pressing against the edges of your understanding. The days have stretched long, and the nights have whispered questions that have not yet found their answers. You have been waiting, watching, wondering if the silence meant stillness, if the delay meant denial. But there are things that move beyond what the eyes can perceive, beyond what the hands can touch, and what is coming before this month ends is not just a change. It is a shift, a divine rearrangement of everything that once felt uncertain. You have walked through seasons where everything seemed still, where doors remained closed no matter how much you knocked. You have pressed forward only to feel resistance meet you at every turn. You have watched others move ahead while you stood still, questioning if your time had been lost, if your moment had passed. But what if the stillness was not the absence of movement? What if the resistance was not rejection, but redirection? What if what you thought was delay was actually preparation for what is about to unfold? The process of change is rarely gentle. It stretches, it reshapes, it demands endurance when the soul feels weary. And just before the breakthrough, just before the moment of clarity, there is often a pressing, a weight that feels almost unbearable, a pressure that seems to squeeze out every last ounce of patience. But the pressing is not to break you. It is to refine you, to prepare you, to strip away what cannot go with you into what is next. Before this month bows out, before the final day of March surrenders to what is to come, expect it. Expect the moment where the weight lifts, where the shift happens, where what was once uncertain becomes clear. The ground beneath you is not shaking in vain. It is the tremor before the foundation settles, before what was unstable is made firm. The discomfort you have felt, the questions that have circled in your mind, they are not without purpose. Every piece has been aligning, every moment shaping what is to come. And though you may not see the full picture yet, trust that it is forming. Trust that the pieces are coming together in ways beyond what you could have orchestrated. It may not come in the way you expect. It may not be wrapped in the packaging you had envisioned. The move that is coming may arrive in unexpected places through people you did not anticipate in ways you had not imagined. But it will come, and when it does, you will know. You will feel the weight of it, the undeniable shift, the sense that something beyond you has been at work all along. The waiting has not been wasted. The tears have not been unseen. The whispers in the night have not gone unheard. And now, as the last days of this month unfold, as the minutes and hours march forward, the moment is approaching. Perhaps you have been standing at the edge of something without realizing how close you truly are. Perhaps you have been holding on, not knowing how near the answer is, how close the breakthrough has always been. There is a moment in every journey where the struggle feels like it will never end, where the night stretches on without promise of dawn. But dawn always comes. No night lasts forever, and what has been set in motion will not be stopped. Look around you, not with the eyes of doubt, but with the eyes of expectation. Look beyond what seems unchanged and recognize that beneath the surface, beneath what can be seen, there is movement. It has been building, gaining momentum, pressing toward the moment of release. And when it comes, it will not be subtle. It will not be something you have to question. It will be clear, undeniable, unmistakable. Do not grow weary in the final stretch. Do not let the weight of the waiting make you lose sight of what is coming. Every delay, every detour, every unexpected twist in your path has led to this moment. And before this month surrenders to the next, the shift will come. The answers will arrive. The doors that once seemed sealed shut will open, not by your force, not by your strength, but by the alignment of something greater, something that has been moving all along. You have held on when it would have been easier to let go. You have pressed forward when everything in you wanted to stop. You have endured when the weight of it all threatened to break you. And now, in these final moments of this season, the waiting is reaching its end. The pressing is nearing its purpose. What has been forming in silence is about to be revealed in full. The move that has been long awaited, long expected, long prepared for is coming. Stay ready, stay watchful, stay expectant, because before the last sunset of this month fades into memory, you will see it. You will feel it. You will know that the shift has come, that what was uncertain has been made clear, that what was held back has been released. And when it happens, when the moment arrives, you will understand why the waiting was necessary, why the process could not be rushed, why every step, no matter how difficult, was leading to this very place. There is no coincidence in timing. There is no accident in alignment. Everything that has led to this moment has been intentional, purposeful, necessary. And now, with the final days of this month slipping through your fingers, the moment you have been waiting for, the change you have been expecting, the move that has been forming beyond what the eyes could see, watch as it unfolds. Watch as it takes shape. Watch as the waiting turns into the manifestation of what has been promised all along. There is a moment just before something shifts, when everything feels unbearably still, as though the air itself is waiting, holding its breath in quiet anticipation. You have felt that stillness. You have lived in the quiet between the promise and the fulfillment, between the question and the answer, between the longing and the arrival. And perhaps you have wondered if the silence meant abandonment, if the delay meant denial, if the stillness meant that nothing was moving at all. But nothing could be further from the truth. Beneath the surface, beneath the weight of waiting, something has been building, something has been aligning, and before this month bows out, before its final moments slip away, the shift will come. You have spent nights wrestling with thoughts too heavy to carry alone. You have watched the days pass, wondering if all you have done, all you have endured, all you have sacrificed has been in vain. You have questioned if the timing will ever be right, if the doors will ever open, if the path before you will ever clear. And now, in these last moments of this season, something is breaking forth. Something that has been held back is being released. Something that has been forming in silence is preparing to make its way into the light. Not every shift comes with warning. Not every move announces itself with signs and wonders. Sometimes it comes in a whisper, in a subtle nudge, in a moment that seems ordinary until you look back and realize everything changed in that instant. But whether it comes as a gentle stirring or as an undeniable force, it is coming. The time of questioning, the season of uncertainty, the long and weary wait. This is the threshold before the unfolding. You are standing in the final moments before the answer, in the last breaths before the breakthrough, in the quiet hush before the storm of transformation sweeps through. The waiting has not been wasted. The tears you have cried in the quiet have not been unseen. The battles you have fought in silence, the struggles that no one else has known, the weight you have carried when your heart was weary, it has all been leading to this. The work that has been happening beyond your view, the orchestration that has been moving behind the scenes, the alignment that has been shifting beyond what your eyes could perceive, it is about to make itself known. The movement is already happening, the momentum already building, the doors already unlocking. Maybe you have been looking in the wrong places. Maybe you have been expecting the answer to come one way, not realizing it has been forming in another. Maybe what you thought was the end was merely the prelude, the necessary pause before the grand unfolding. What has seemed delayed has only been in preparation. What has seemed like rejection has only been redirection. The path you thought was closed has only been rerouted to something better, something beyond what you could have anticipated. Before this month ends, expect the unexpected. Expect the shift to come in ways you did not see coming. Expect the movement to arrive in places you did not think to look. The answers may not be wrapped in the packaging you expected. The breakthrough may not come in the manner you envisioned, but it will come, and when it does, you will understand why the waiting was necessary, why the process could not be rushed, why every detour was part of a greater design. You have endured what should have broken you. You have carried burdens that should have crushed you. You have stood in the midst of storms that should have swept you away, and yet you are still here, still standing, still waiting, still believing. That is no accident. That is no coincidence. You have been sustained for a reason. You have been positioned for a purpose. And now, as the final days of this month pass, the purpose for which you have endured is about to be revealed. Everything that has been against you, everything that has tried to stop you, everything that has stood in the way of what is meant for you, it is losing its grip. The resistance is weakening. The obstacles are shifting. The barriers are breaking. And soon, what has been hidden will be made clear. What has been withheld will be released. What has been forming in the unseen will manifest before your very eyes. Do not let weariness blind you to what is coming. Do not let doubt rob you of the moment you have been waiting for. Stand firm in these final days. Hold fast to what you know is true. Stay expectant, stay watchful, stay ready, because the shift is not coming next year, not in the distant future, not at some unknown time. It is coming now, before this month surrenders to the next, before March breathes its last breath. This is not a small moment. This is not just another passing day. This is a turning point, a defining shift, a move that has been set in motion long before you even realized it. What you have been waiting for, what you have been believing for, what you have been holding on for, it is on its way. The waiting has been long, but the fulfillment will be worth it. The struggle has been real, but the victory will be undeniable. The process has been painful, but the outcome will be more beautiful than you imagined. The final hours of this season are upon you. The last moments of waiting are slipping away. The shift is already happening. The movement is already in motion. And when it arrives, when the doors open, when the weight lifts, when the answers come, you will know that it was all leading to this. That nothing was wasted. That everything had a purpose. That every tear, every prayer, every silent hope has brought you to this very moment. The time is now. The moment is here. And before March ends, you will see it. You will feel it. You will know that the move has come. You have come too far to turn back now. You have endured too much to let go right before the moment arrives. Every step you have taken, even the ones that felt uncertain, even the ones that felt like they led you in circles, have all been leading to something greater than you imagined. There has been a shift taking place, a quiet but powerful rearranging of everything that once seemed immovable. The things that resisted you, the barriers that stood in your way, the delays that seemed unending, all of it is beginning to move. Even if you cannot see it yet, even if you cannot feel it yet, the shift is already in motion. It is often in the final moments before something changes that the pressure becomes the greatest. The weight feels heavier. The waiting seems unbearable. The silence grows louder. But this is not the moment to give up. This is not the time to shrink back. This is the moment to stand firm, to press forward, to keep your heart open to what is about to unfold. There are things that have been aligning, things that have been working in your favor behind the scenes. And now they are making their way to the surface. The shift is not coming from your own strength, not by your own power, but by something far greater, something that has been at work long before you even knew it. You have spent months, maybe even years, carrying hopes that seemed out of reach. You have held on to dreams that felt distant, almost impossible. You have faced opposition that tried to convince you that the waiting was pointless, that nothing would ever change. And yet something within you refused to let go. Something within you knew that there was more, that the waiting was not in vain, that the struggle was not the end of the story. That knowing, that deep sense that something greater was on the way, that was no accident, that was no coincidence. It was a sign, a whisper in the depths of your soul, telling you to hold on just a little longer. And now, here you are, standing on the edge of something you cannot yet fully see. But just because you cannot see it does not mean it is not already in motion. Just because you do not have all the answers does not mean the answers are not coming. Just because the doors have been closed does not mean they are not about to open. Everything is shifting, everything is changing. And soon you will understand why you had to wait, why you had to endure, why you had to keep going even when nothing made sense. It will not come in the way you expect. It may not happen in the way you imagined. But when it arrives, you will know. The clarity will come, the path will be revealed, the weight that has been pressing on you will lift. The questions that have been circling in your mind will be answered in ways beyond what you could have ever planned. You will look back on the waiting, on the uncertainty, on the struggle, and you will see that none of it was wasted. Every tear, every whispered prayer, every moment of doubt that you fought through, it was all leading to this. You are stepping into a season where what has been hidden will be revealed. The things you have been waiting for, the things you have been hoping for, the things that have seemed just out of reach, they are being brought into alignment. There is nothing random about what is happening. There is nothing accidental about the timing of this moment. Every event, every detour, every delay has been carefully orchestrated, preparing you for what is coming next. The doors that are about to open are not just any doors. They are the right doors, the ones that were meant for you, the ones that no one else can walk through but you. It is easy to grow weary in the waiting, It is easy to let doubt creep in when nothing seems to be changing, but do not let the waiting deceive you into thinking nothing is happening. The shift has already begun. The moment is already approaching. And before this month comes to a close, you will see it. You will feel it. You will know that something has changed, that something has been set in motion that cannot be stopped. Perhaps you have spent too much time worrying about how things will unfold. Perhaps you have tried to control the outcome, to plan every detail, to figure out exactly how it will all come together. But this is not something you have to force. This is not something you have to make happen on your own. It has already been set in motion. The pieces have already been arranged. The only thing you need to do is be ready. Open your heart, open your mind, and prepare yourself for what is coming. Because when the moment arrives, you will not want to hesitate. You will not want to be caught off guard. You will want to step forward with confidence, knowing that this is the moment you've been waiting for. The resistance you have felt has not been a sign of failure. It has not been a sign that you are on the wrong path. If anything, it has been a sign that something powerful is on the way. Resistance always comes before breakthrough. Opposition always rises before something shifts. The weight always feels heaviest just before it is lifted. And you are standing in that moment, in the space between the struggle and the fulfillment, between the waiting and the arrival. It is not over yet. The final days of this month are unfolding, and with them comes the movement that you have been anticipating. Stay watchful, stay expectant, stay ready, because soon the silence will break, the answers will come, the doors will open. And when they do, you will understand why the waiting was necessary. You will understand why every struggle, every tear, every moment of uncertainty had a purpose. And when you step into what is next, when you see the full picture, when you feel the weight of the shift that has taken place, you will know without a doubt that this was always meant to be. There is a rhythm to life that cannot be ignored, a pattern woven into the fabric of time that signals when a season is coming to a close. You have felt that rhythm shifting, that pattern rearranging itself around you. Maybe you have not been able to name it, but it has been there, a feeling, a stirring, an awareness that something is about to change. And as the final moments of this month slip through your fingers, that change is not just near, it is inevitable. The weight you have carried, the burden that is pressed against your shoulders, the uncertainty that has clouded your vision, it has all been leading to something far greater than you could have imagined. Perhaps you have wondered why the waiting had to be so long, why the path had to be so difficult, why the answers seemed so far out of reach. But what if the waiting was necessary? What if the struggle was not a punishment, but a preparation? What if everything you have endured has been shaping you for what is about to unfold? It is easy to grow weary when the answers do not come right away. It is easy to let doubt creep in when you cannot see the full picture. But what you must understand is that just because you cannot see the movement does not mean it is not happening. Just because you do not have all the details does not mean the plan is not unfolding exactly as it should. You have come to the edge of something new, something different, something that will redefine everything you thought you knew. And when it happens, it will not be subtle. It will not be something you can ignore. The shift will be undeniable, the change unmistakable. It may come in the form of an opportunity you never expected. It may arrive as a sudden realization, a new perspective, a door swinging open where there was once only a wall. However it comes, it will come. And when it does, you will know that this moment was never just another month ending, never just another cycle passing by. This was always meant to be a turning point, a defining shift, a moment that alters the course of everything that follows. You have felt the resistance, the tension, the pressing weight of waiting. But what you must understand is that pressure always comes before release. The weight always increases before the breakthrough. The darkest hour always comes just before the dawn. You have been stretched, tested, pushed beyond what you thought you could bear. But that was not to break you. That was to prepare you. That was to strengthen you for what is ahead, because what is coming is not small. What is coming is not ordinary. What is coming is beyond what you have imagined, beyond what you have planned, beyond what you thought was possible. It is not just about stepping into something new. It is about stepping into something that was always meant for you, something that has been waiting for the right time, the right alignment, the right moment to unfold. And that moment is now, not next year, not someday in the distant future. Now. Before this month ends, before the final sunset of March fades into the horizon, you will see the shift begin. You will feel the change taking place. You will know, without a doubt, that something has moved, something has realigned, something has broken open in ways that cannot be explained by logic alone. Do not be surprised if things begin to shift suddenly. Do not be caught off guard if doors open faster than you expected. Do not shrink back when opportunities come that feel bigger than you. This is not the time for hesitation. This is not the time for doubt. This is the time to step forward boldly, to embrace what is coming with open arms, to walk through the doors that are opening with confidence and trust. You have been prepared for this. Every challenge, every setback, every moment of uncertainty has been shaping you for this very moment. The pieces are not falling apart, they are falling into place. The path is not closing, it is being cleared. The delays were not denials, they were divine timing in disguise. And now you are standing in the final moments before the unfolding, in the last breath before the shift, in the quiet before the storm of transformation sweeps through. What is coming is not just for you. What is coming will overflow into every area of your life, touching the people around you, impacting those who have been watching your journey from the sidelines. Your story is not just yours. Your breakthrough is not just for you. When the shift happens, when the doors open, when the waiting turns to fulfillment, it will be a testimony to everyone who has seen you endure, who has watched you hold on, who has wondered if it was all worth it. And they will see that it was. They will see that every step, every sacrifice, every moment of faith was leading to something beyond what you could have planned on your own. The clock is moving. The days are slipping away, and soon, what has been forming in the unseen will be revealed. You do not have to figure it all out. You do not have to control the outcome. You only have to be ready, to be open, to step forward when the moment arrives. Because the moment is coming, the shift is coming, the breakthrough is coming, and when it does, it will not be small. It will not be ordinary. It will be exactly what was meant for you, exactly what was waiting for you, exactly what you have been preparing for all along. The waiting has not been in vain. The pressing has not been without purpose. Every tear, every moment of uncertainty, every silent prayer whispered in the darkness has been accounted for. Now, as the final moments of this season slip away, the shift that has been forming in the unseen is about to manifest before your eyes. The doors that seemed locked will open. The weight that felt unbearable will lift. The path that once seemed unclear will unfold with divine precision. You have come too far to give up now. You have endured too much to let doubt steal this moment from you. Do not shrink back. Do not second guess what has already been set in motion. The timing is not by accident. The alignment is not random. The breakthrough that is coming will be undeniable, unstoppable, and exactly what was meant for you. Stay expectant. Stay watchful. Stay ready. Because before the last sunset of this month fades into memory, you will see it. You will feel it. You will know that the shift has come, that the waiting was worth it, and that what is ahead is far greater than anything left behind.